I have a massive pile of clothes and accessories to show you. I can't even keep it straight, but let me explain why we are doing this. It is slowly going to be getting warmer. It is going to be transitioning from winter into spring, and that is a very interesting transitional period because there are some unique clothing needs at that time that don't really get covered anywhere else except maybe getting into fall. There's this little window, and I want to be ready for that window. I want to be fashionably owning that window. You feel me? So I've got a bunch of pieces that are going to help with that transition from winter into spring, and we've got some crazy stuff. I've got a big focus here on like sweatpants and joggers because that's been a big hole in my wardrobe lately. I find myself wearing ratty, beat up Adidas like track pants. No, I don't want that. I want these. So we are looking at some stuff from Greg Lauren, okay? We've got Undercover, 11 by Boris Bijan Saberi, all right? l.g.b, Le Grand Bleu, the Japanese brand, incredible. 99% is. And finally, Who Decides War? And it's not finally, because there is one more piece. We're going to look at this belt by attachment. Oh my god, I don't even know how long this video is going to be. It may be absurd. I'll try and keep it nice and quick for you, nice and tasty, nice and spicy. We're going to move through these. We're going to look at these. There's some crazy pieces. They're blowing my mind, and I hope they work for me. At the end, we're going to try them on, see how they feel, how they fit. We'll talk about all that good stuff. But first, we've got to check out the details, so let's dive in. Hey, if you didn't know, I sell stuff on Grailed. Check it out. The link is in the description. All right, this is a massive pile of stuff, but we're not here to look at piles. We're here to look at individual pieces. So let's take it right off the top. Greg Lauren. So this is unquestionably one of my favorite pieces from Greg Lauren, one of my favorite styles. This is the like hybrid cargo sweatpants, and this colorway is also one of my favorites. We've got the camo cargos going around here, and then gray sweatpants drop crotch, by the way, as you can see down the sides. Really nice long drawstrings, visible buttons, not something you see super often. Love this raw detailing here, and the shape of that is really cool. Nice like ripstop, real vintage army type fabrication here with the camo. And at the back, you even get these like adjustable metal things at the sides. Like that's more legit than even the like Balenciaga ones that I had that were similar to this in fabrication. I absolutely love the inside of these. This terry is insane. That's like the nicest terry cloth I've ever felt in my life. Holy shit. We've got our tag here, like hand-drawn, size 1. And we can see that these are the Army Camo Fleece Drop Lounge Pant, and it is 100% cotton, made in Los Angeles, USA. There's something about made in USA stuff. It just has a certain feel, you know? So these, I think, hit this very specific but very necessary need of wanting to be casual, but not like fully casual, just like black sweatpants, joggers, whatever. You want to be like throwing fits a little bit, but at the same time, you want to be comfy. Like these are perfect for that use case. All right, next up in the pile, fake out. Let's look at this belt. Why not? So this right here is the studded nail belt from the Japanese brand Attachment, and this is a new brand to me. I've never owned a piece from them before, and this was just kind of a random pickup. I saw it at a good price. I needed a belt in this size, and I really liked this style when I saw it, so I was like, yes, I'll grab it, and I'm really glad I did. Look at this detailing here. So these rusted like nails for the buckle here. Really wild patina on there. Almost looks like bloody in a way. You know, double loops here. Look at that really nice grain on the leather, and the stitching too is great. You can see on the back there it's sized to 32. We'll see how that fits later. But then it's essentially a studded belt, but it's studded with like rusted nail heads. You can see that texture on the top there. That is so nice, and they go all the way through in these twos until they get to the end, and then again, there's 2 nails at the buckle here, so you get these doubled up holes right here, which give it a really nice, like, hole punch kind of look, and I don't know, it doesn't look as crappy as the usual just, like, single holes on a belt that always look kind of ratty to me, and I love that they go back to the studding at the end of the belt as well, and then taper it. So this one was really just filling a very specific need that I had for a stylish belt, but I'm glad I found it. All right, and now, no more fake out. We've got this one by 11 by Boris Bijan Saberi. Let's hang it up. So this right here is a really nice pair of sweatpants from 11 by Boris Bijan Saberi. And let's take a closer look because these are really interesting. They're almost like a thermal mesh fabrication you can see in there. Almost like an active thing, kind of like a pair of thick long johns or something, but they've been treated to be much more like a normal pair of sweatpants. So you've got this elasticated waist right here, nice and big, chunky kind of drawstrings here woven, and then this rubberized endings to it, nice and big. And the crotch, it's pretty long. I would say it's lightly dropped in the crotch, okay? And what I also really like is you've got this kind of like very visible like scar stitching here. That's a really, really cool treatment. And you follow it down and you do get like elasticated, again, ankles here. And one thing that I remember from looking at our mainline pair of Boris Bijan Saberi pants is the pockets are in a really interesting place. Like they're a bit lower and further in than normal pockets. I always find that to be interesting. And then at the back, you get this right here coming down. If it was mainline, this would be like a metal tip, but in this case, it's got that like taped off thing and these like slit pockets at the back here. And I really do like this. My biggest qualm with it is that the elastication of the waist is all like tangled up back here. And no matter what I do, I cannot seem to untangle it. I don't understand it. And I feel like that's like the cheaper diffusion line of 11 coming in. Like if you didn't know, this is 11 by BBS, which is a diffusion line. Regular BBS main line is much more expensive and higher quality. But I hope I can get this untangled because that's really annoying. So there's the 11 tag right there, which is actually attached to the kind of lace drawstring in the back. And that's really all the info I've got because there's no care tags, but I'm almost certain it's like 100% cotton and made in Portugal because that's just what Boris Bijan Saberi, the 11 line, is like. But I'm really excited for this as long as I can get this thing untangled. Jeez. All right, next up, l.g.b. So this l.g.b. hoodie, I find this really exciting and really cool. Let me show you. So l.g.b. Le Grand Bleu is a very iconic Japanese brand, kind of punk inspired, old school Vivienne Westwood, etc., etc. But man, this piece is so cool. So it's an incredibly slim, incredibly thin ribbed hoodie. Okay, I actually have ERD shirts that are quite similar to this in fabrication, which I really like. But look at that, this nice deep gray, ribbed, very dirty gray. And then it's so slim coming down. You've got this like rounded off, super, super raw hem with all the fringe hanging off. And that's something really cool we'll come to very shortly. Nice long sleeves, very slim again, kind of like dropped shoulders, which is really interesting. And very raw hood there. I love that. And look at these drawstrings, black drawstrings with these very interesting locks here, kind of circular ones, which is cool. And let me turn this around because that's really the coolest part. There you go. I love that. That is so cool. So this is like the cross hoodie and it goes all the way up the hood in this slightly different, almost like faux suede velour fabric or something. Sewn in right at the seam there to the hood, then comes down this big cross and it goes all the way down this super, super long tail and even gets extended beyond that. I think this is just so, so sick and I think will fit great into my personal style. So the tag right here, it actually says l.g.b. sports equipment for whatever reason. It's got a little l.g.b. tag down at the side seam here. And the information's very, very hard to see here, but looking closely, you can see that this is a size 1 and it's 50% cotton and 50% modal, I believe, which is again quite similar to that ERD long sleeve I've got. I like the similarities there, both in the style, the fit, and the fabrication. So l.g.b. is quickly becoming just one of my favorite of the underground Japanese like archival brands. The style just fits really, really well with what I'm into. Next up, this pile's getting pretty small. Undercover. So here we go, we've got this really cool cut and sew pair of sweatpant joggers from Undercover. And this is a fairly recent piece, but one that's based on the 2003 Paper Doll collection, I believe. And I just really, really love like the symmetry of this is so cool. You've got a contrasting split dark gray and light gray colorway, and again, splits off in a fairly symmetrical way, which I really like. Really just appeals to the mathematical side of my brain. And look at this, so cool. So you've got these raw edges, and you can see the inside is kind of a terry cloth here, and that's rolled over in a really nice way, and then stitched down here. And then this is just a free, like, sweatshirt crew neck right there. And it just hugs the thigh in the perfect way. And this one, it's even got like the V of the crew neck right there, and that hits right below the knee going inwards. So cool. And you've got various prints here as well. Rebel Gods. This one's upside down, but it's Undercoverism. And at the back here, you've got a print for Hammerhead. Boom. And you've got more of this treatment right here. Another one of these sweatshirt necks at the back, and a pocket right here. These ankles are elasticated, but not in the usual jogger way, more in that like tight, like champion sweatpant kind of way, which is kind of fun. And then as we saw, the inside of this fabric is a nice terry cloth. Once again, it's kind of similar to the Greg Lauren pair. And these are technically by Undercoverism, which is like the kind of Americanized version of Undercover, I believe. Essentially identical, but I found some of the ism stuff is made in China, so it's really important to me to check that this one was actually made in Japan. And it was. See, size 2, and it's 100% cotton. Love it. All right, we are almost there. The penultimate pickup for us to peruse, alliteration for the win, we have 99% is. Another brand that we have never looked at specifically on the channel, but that I've always enjoyed from afar. And these are the bone sweatpants, kind of like Capital vibes in a way. 99% is a Korean brand, but also with some Japanese roots. I think he went to fashion school in Japan. But anyway, very kind of like punk, underground, ravey type stuff. Would fit in well with a wardrobe wearing either stuff like l.g.b. or maybe more like ravey, Vetements, Hood by Air type stuff. Anyway, it's very, very cool. I love the fabric. It's like a brushed cotton, super, super soft. And this bone print goes over these pockets, which are actually zipped pockets, and they're going at a straight, like horizontal line, which is something you don't really see. They're a brand that's really known for their like drawstrings and cords and stuff, so this one's nicely patterned here. And it's even branded at the ends there. You've also got these stoppers right there, which is nice. I hate when these like go in and get stuck in the wash or whatever. I hate that. Rubberized like logo patch right here. You can kind of feel each element there. And then they kind of flare out just a little bit at the ankle. So these are not joggers, they are straight up sweatpants. And at the back, there's actually quite a bit going on here. One more horizontal zip pocket. You got a patch that says Volume 15 Attitude. Various kind of like brand prints, and I believe this says, "We don't care about the fashion." Okay, cool. And then some more prints going up the leg right here. This is actually tagged a size 3, but I think fits quite a bit smaller. Dover Street Market, baby. What did they actually call this, and how much was it? $630. Born to Bone. Oh my God, I love that. And this right here is a cotton poly blend, good to know. And made in Korea, no surprises there. Very cool. But yeah, I got it mainly for that print going down and the colorway. It's kind of like a dark gray brown, which I really like. And last, but certainly not least, we have got Who Decides War. So this is a denim like trench coat jacket by Who Decides War. And the designer for Who Decides War, Ev Bravado, I feel like is maybe legitimately one of the most technically talented American designers living right now. The stuff that he does to denim is insane. And while this isn't like a pair of the distressed, tattered, colored jeans that he's most famous for, it's another example of his intricate, intricate denim work. So this is a blue denim jacket, and all over it has got this black embroidery. You can see every single one of these is a stitch going through. Somebody had to do every stitch of this. Look at the intricacy. Look at the detail. I don't even know what to say. So we got some skellies, all right? They're going to battle. They're psyched to be going to battle. They've got like skelly horses and whatnot. It gets even crazier, like the level of detail at the arms and stuff. Look at this, crazy. And then you also have angelic forces coming in. Who Decides War, they've always had a lot of like religious imagery. I found it quite enjoyable and interesting. Taking a look at the details more closely, you've got really nice zipped pockets actually at each side, and these are fully lined right in this black here because the entire inside, which I love, is completely lined in this black fabric. Super soft, kind of like a windbreaker material. This nice open collar right here, and it is a full zip style, right? But you've also got these snap buttons too, so you can hide that zip closure. And if you look to the back, there is just as much detail, if not more, okay? Again, look down at the bottom as we get here. So much detail. And also, you've got a vented back here as well. There's the tag, as you can see, Who Decides War. This one's tagged a size medium. You got this little denim hanger right here. And at the inside, you get another pocket right there. And this one is 100% cotton, of course, and unfortunately made in China. But for this, like, I guess I'm going to forgive it because this level of detail to get made anywhere else would probably make this a prohibitively expensive item for a brand like Who Decides War and the price points they work at. So while I don't usually try to get stuff made in China, I will forgive it this time for the level of detail that it has and just the pure insanity that is this piece. Oh my God, thank you so much for sticking with me. I know that's a lot of pieces, but I think you'll agree they are all pretty insane. I'm really excited about these, but it really doesn't mean anything unless they look good and they feel good. So we've got a lot of pieces to work with here. I think we can just start cycling through some of the pieces, mixing and matching, and see what works. All right, we've got a lot of pieces to talk about here, so let's get started. First up, we've got to throw on these Greg Lauren hybrid, like 50-50 joggers, okay? These things are crazy. There are so many things I love about this. First off, the entire style, the way it's cut and sewn together, amazing. The terry cloth on the inside feels great. The visible buttons, the drawstring closure, but hey, this is the one piece that has belt loops here, so while we're at it, let's grab the attachment nail belt and throw this thing on. Okay, so this belt is absolutely sick. I love the way it looks. I'm not sure if it's the right belt for this pair of bottoms. This pair of bottoms like feels a little bit more like vintage boho rather than like punk nail thing. But you know, hey, like I said, it's the only one that's got belt loops, so here we go. But I think with the right outfit, a more darker kind of, I don't know, opium type of look, this will be great. And by the way, for all of these, I'm just using the Rick Owens Maximal runners for the sneakers to tie it all together. And the last thing on the Greg Lauren bottoms is that I really love almost every element about these, but it's very important to know if you're interested in getting them that they are like a low rise, or like you'll want to wear them quite low in order for them to hit the ends of your ankles, or else they're gonna look kind of like weird and a little bit cropped. But as long as you're okay wearing them low, kind of like saggy, I think they're sick. All right, moving along, we have got to put on the 11 by Boris Bijan Saberi jogger pant, sweatpant things. Okay. These things I actually really like. They're a bit low-key, a bit understated, but they really, really remind me of wearing long johns when I was a kid. That just like comfy, stretchy, warm, thermal type of feel. That's exactly what you get out of these, except it's a bit more of a thicker, real fabrication. Like you could wear these out if you wanted to and not look like a crazy person, or not feel like a crazy person. But again, pretty understated. I think the quality is noticeably lower than mainline, but that's what diffusion lines are for. You should not be surprised by that. They're made of cheaper materials, made in less like high-end factories, etc., etc. But I do think these are a nice pickup just to round out my closet. All right, but we've been wearing this like Larry Clark Tulsa t-shirt. Let's switch it up and put on the l.g.b. hoodie, the cross hoodie. Oh my God, this thing is insane. I really like this hoodie, I really do. I love the extra long fit. I love this super slim cut. It's like a perfect cut for me. I'm somebody that has a fairly slim body, but broader shoulders, and that's exactly how this piece fits. It's got a kind of like warlocky, like druid type of hood, like a big wide kind of hood. And the extra long flared sleeves are a really nice touch as well. So this one is just super up my alley. I feel like as it starts warming up, getting into spring, I'm gonna be wearing this thing as a base all of the time. But we've got to move it along. Once again, this train does not stop because we've got to talk about the Undercover Rebel Gods sweatshirt, sweatpants, whatever you want to call them. These are just a really nice all-rounder type of pair. Despite the look, the very like high fashion cut and sew look, this is absolutely the kind of sweatpants that you could just wear to the gym. Like, they fit really nice. It's a very like casual, easy type of fit, and they feel really good. They've got a slight like ballooniness to the fit that really reminds me of like those classic Champion type of sweatpants. Of course, they do have that high fashion feel, so you could roll these out to actually start throwing some fits together, but I love that they have that kind of like dual use case where I really could wear these to go do active stuff out in the world. Moving along, once again, we are staying on the sweatpant train, but this time we're moving on to the 99% is bone sweatpants. These things are sick. They are extra, extra long, so really, really long legs, so you can wear them nice and high-waisted as well. So I really like that. The horizontal zip pockets are very interesting. It's going to take some getting used to, but I do like the idea and enjoy the look of it. Of course, that print is really cool, all the details at both the front and back. But maybe my favorite part of these overall is just how comfortable they are. The cotton is so nice and brushed that it's almost onto like a flannel or like velour type of level. I really love the feel of these, and that's what's gonna get me to keep going back to them again and again. And finally, there's one more piece to look at, and that is the Who Decides War denim embroidered trench coat. This thing is absurd. As you can see, it's the type of fit, it could probably fit any size from like small to extra large. It's a nice, wide, open, flowy type of fit. You can zip it up, snap it up, all that stuff. But for me, I think really it looks best when it's open and flowing, and you can see some of that lining as you move. You can see what you're wearing underneath it, and that embroidery really shines as well, and you can let those colors play off the pieces that are underneath and things like that. But the construction of this is very, very standard and classic, kind of like American workwear. Demna Visalia does this type of fit in denim coats. I've seen that many times as well. So it's a very known type of fit, and the detail is what makes it sing and what makes it a piece of crazy, crazy high fashion. Like, I don't think I can ever get rid of this. The detail is just too crazy, and it's too interesting a piece to let it go. And I really do admire what Ev Bravado does with Who Decides War, because he's doing something that I don't know that any other brand in the world is really able to do right now with denim. And I truly, truly appreciate that. And I think this piece is one of the coolest pickups I've had in some time. All right, that's the video. Take a look at the other video on screen here. Like this video, comment down below, do all that fun stuff that helps me in the algorithm, and I'll see you next time. Peace.